Hi guys, welcome to another product review. And as I said in the last video, the last product review, it's Christmas time and I'm trying to knock out quite a few reviews of projects that I've done throughout the year. And in fact, I'm going to just bring this one a little bit closer because I'm pretty proud of it. So, what are we doing today? We're going to be looking at the Panzer III from Warlord Games and Italieri. This is a fantastic hard plastic kit. 1:56 scale. Alright, it's a German medium tank, and according to the box, this builds the AUSF J, L, M, and N version. Okay, so you can get 4 types of tank out of this, or you've actually only got enough parts for 1 tank, but you have 4 different options of what to build. Now, this kit, may I say, is absolutely fantastic. Obviously the artwork's great, very inspirational, and on the back we have 3 of the different types that were made. We have some explanation of them. All right, there's even some bits telling you where they were in service. So it's absolutely great. Now I decided, because I am doing an Africa Corps army, I wanted to use the type found in North Africa, and that is the J model. So, let me just hold this up a little bit closer. Here we have it. You get a tank commander. You get the basic tank. I have added some extra stowage in from Warlord Games. It's just their metal standard stowage. Added that in. And then everything else has come from the kit, the plastic kit. It's very, very detailed. It goes together extremely well. And I really like it. Now, one problem I did have was adding metal stowage to a plastic tank tends to tip the tank towards the back because the weight is on the back. So what I had to do was take off the turret and stick in some pennies, which you might just be able to see in there. Okay, very simple job. Pour in a bit of super glue, drop in the pennies, wait for them to stick, to dry. Now, this tank now has a good feel to it. It's got a nice weight. I'm a little bit skeptical usually about plastic tanks because they just don't feel very heavy. And let's be honest, tanks look heavy. And so when you pick one up, you feel like it should have some weight to it, a bit like a resin tank. So by adding the pennies, it just adds that weight very nicely. And you'll find that you could probably do this with most plastic kits, be able to take the turret off and stick some pennies inside the hull. Likewise, if you really wanted, you could probably stick them on the bottom instead, as you can't really see the bottom too much when it's on the table. It painted up very nicely, I have to say. Just a quick black primer, and then a couple of coats of paint with some inks. Very, very easy. Now, if you're worried that this tank commander is only an Africa Corps one, that is absolutely wrong. Alright, he's actually not specifically an Africa Corps. I believe he's a general Panzer uniform, Panzer Tank Crew Commander uniform. And what I've done is I've painted him up in dark colours. Now, you could quite easily paint him up for a tank for the Eastern Front, for early war, mid-war, late war, whatever you fancy. And obviously, I think that Panzer III actually saw action right up from the start of the war in 1940. Or I think you saw him in Poland. Let me just check that on the box. A little bit of historical accuracy here. Yep, so it saw action from the Blitzkrieg days, really early on in the war, 39-40, right through to the end of the war. There was over 6,000 produced throughout the war, and they were really the main tank in the invasion of the Soviet Union. So if you're doing a Operation Barbarossa themed army, this might be a really good tank for you to use for that. It has the early and late versions of the AUS J. Okay, it's got the AUS L, the AUS M, and the AUS N. And what's really cool is if you perhaps make one version and you don't use the bits for the other version, you actually have spares. So you could have them on some sort of terrain, some sort of tank depot perhaps, with some oil drums and some spare parts lying across them. You could make them battle damaged and have them lying on the side of some road terrain pieces. And that's one of the great things about this kit is, yes, you are going to be left over with spare parts, but those spare parts can be used, and perhaps on other tanks. Maybe you're going to make another, buy another one, although you'll have extra parts then as well. So lots to do. Now, the only thing I would say that I sort of was slightly wary of with this was the forward machine gun. Now, this went on fine. It glued well and stuck, but when I came to paint it, the glue didn't quite hold as strongly as I would like, so I had to actually paint it separately and then re-glue it. Not a major drama, but just something to be mindful of. I also applied weathering powders as well at the end. But the kit itself is fantastic, and one of the things you get is a very handy, it would help if I start on the right side, very helpful guide. It's just a double-sided piece of paper with all the instructions, and what it does each time is it breaks down which bits to put on for which models, and it tells you, that if you are doing a JL or an N, you can put these pieces on, or if not, you can put these pieces on. That's particularly important towards the back because when you get towards the end, that's when the detail really ramps up and parts become more specific. So this is fantastic. It also comes with a decal sheet. If you want to add decals, I didn't. I'm not particularly experienced with them, and I just didn't want to ruin this tank. And to be honest, I quite like it without. Sometimes you found tanks that didn't have the decals on or the patterns on. That's absolutely fine. So, would I recommend this tank? Absolutely. This is really, really good. It's a fantastic product, and the best thing about it is that you get a great quality tank for actually not a bad price at all, and the fact that it's plastic makes it that much cheaper. The pieces all fit together really well. It's not like resin where sometimes pieces warp a little bit or the casting doesn't quite go right. The plastic really does add to the quality of the product. And overall, this is brilliant, and I can't wait to get it on the table and game with it. So that's the Panzer III. That's really again short and sweet, but that's really all I have got to say about it. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Would I buy another one? Most likely, but don't tell the wife that. So once again, if you have liked this video, please like, share. If you like this video and any of the others that I do, please subscribe. Check out my Facebook page, Tees Foam in Terrain and all that. Also, check out the podcast, The Brit, the Yank and the Hobby, featuring myself, Andy Singleton and Rob Rhodes. Okay, we have got a couple of episodes on North Africa. We also have one on one of the battles in Operation Barbarossa. So we have lots of episodes relating to this tank, to periods where this tank was seen in action. And we have a Facebook page as well, so check that out, the Brit, the Yank and the Hobby podcast. Your support is much appreciated. And we hope that you enjoy and find not only this review but our episodes as well very useful. So from me, that's it. Thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll catch you in another episode very soon. Okay, have a great day.